What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If we've not yet met, my name is Johnny Nidafan, and in this video, I want to be brutally honest with you guys and just share with you guys how you can scale your business, how to understand if it's profitable, and figure out exactly what you need, how to do it, how you can implement things into your business so that you can scale. And the reason why I decided to make this video is because I just got off a call with an agent who was thinking about getting licensed, who wanted transparency in the industry, saw videos like these, reached out to me, and I was able to just share with him for free, like exactly what to do and how to do it so he can go from $0 to $20,000 per month in profit and the whole process through that. And so if you're just starting out in the industry and you're thinking, or you're just thinking about getting into this industry, this video is going to be for you. Or if you're just wanting to scale and understand exactly what to look at, how to do that, this video is going to be for you. So what I told him, he asked tons of great questions. The first thing that he asked was, what do I need to look for in terms of really scaling my business to 20,000 a month? Is it possible? Is it realistic? And the answer is it's definitely realistic. Now, what I also said was that not many people are actually doing it. Not many people are actually making the money that they should be making. And so the crazy thing is that a lot of people come into the industry and just not fully cut out for it. And you have to run your business based on the numbers and take the emotion out of it. Because a lot of people, I used to be the same way. I used to run my business all on emotion rather than running it on numbers and data. Because I guarantee people in Apple, people at big companies, like people like Elon Musk, running Tesla, running SpaceX, running Twitter, dude is not running it based on emotions. Or maybe Elon, but that's a bad example. But like big companies are not running it based on emotion. They're running it based on data. And so it is important for you to, if you're wanting to scale your business, to not run it on emotion. It's easy to run on based on how you feel and what you think and how everything's going. But the reality is you have to look at it from a numbers perspective so you can actually understand if you're able to scale or not, and if the numbers are adding up or if they're not. And so the reason I make this video so that you guys can understand exactly what you need to make 20,000 a month, right? So the first thing is learning the cycle of business, because going from zero, I fully believe this. As I was actually talking to my brother at the gym, I talked to this agent as well this morning. And if you're at zero, it's the hardest thing to go from 0 to 10, but it's way easier to go from 10 to 100. Here's why. It sounds crazy, but the reality is going from 0 to 10, you're starting at 0 and you're starting with nothing. You have to build momentum. You have to believe, you have to achieve, you have to make it happen. And it's really hard because you're working against nothing. You have to continue, you have to push, but you have nothing to measure against. And so going from 0 to 10 is the hardest thing that you are going to do. Now, what I will say in regards to that is you just have to have massive activity. I talked about this in a different video about a week ago about creating the flow, optimizing the flow, monetizing the flow. And that's how you create profit. And so when you're just starting out, don't worry so much about being crazy profitable. Start getting cash flow in. Start making money as you go, right? Start making, make sure that you're getting the presentations, making sure you're getting the dials, making sure that you have the skill necessary to actually make money. But as you guys start going and as you guys start creating the flow and optimizing it, after the sales cycle, because today's the February 6th, if you were to sell a policy right now and you put it for the 3rd of March, you're not going to get paid until 30 days from now. And so if you're 3 weeks in and you're looking at your bank and you're looking at all your commissions, but you have 5 policies post-dated for the 3rd, you're not going to fully see the full sales cycle and what you actually got from your investment until later, 45 days out. So it's a 45-day cycle that you should be looking at. And so you should go a full 2 45-day cycles, which is 90 days, 3 months, from the time you get licensed or from the time you actually get started to see if something's working or not. And then you have something to actually look at to determine where you can get better and how you can improve so that you can make the next 3 months the best ever. So what I would advise you to do watching this video is start by creating the flow, getting the leads, getting the presentations, doing the dials, doing massive activity and not having a governor on in your mind, because the reality is most people are not going to do 50,000 a month in AP. Most people are not going to do 60,000, 100,000, whatever it is. Most people aren't going to do above 40,000 a month. What that means is that you can't look around. You can't look side by side. You can't look in the Bible. Peter, when he was walking on water, he was looking and focused on Jesus. But when he took his eyes off of Jesus and was looking at the waves and circumstances around, he drowned. The same thing happens whether you're a believer or not in this business. Is if you are focused and you have a focus and a goal set and you start looking at what other people are doing, it's going to pull you away from actually hitting the goal and reaching the mark and reaching your potential, which you could. So my other biggest advice is don't have a governor. Don't look side by side on what other people are doing, because the reality is you're probably watching this video because you are set apart. You're not built just to go out and do 10,000 of AP a month. You should be doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 a month in that, because it's possible. And that amount of that work is the same work that it's going to take for you from you getting from 0 to 10. It's literally the same thing. It's just doing more and better, more and better, more and better, more and better. So that's the only thing that you should be thinking about is how can I do more of this and how can I make it better? How can I do more and better, more and better? And over time, you begin optimizing and then you monetize that flow and you start making that profit. So give yourself a 90-day cycle, right? 2 45-day cycles of really seeing the cash flow come in when it hits so you can understand and predict your income at that point. And then you can scale to whatever capacity you want. Then you can actually start bringing on a team. Then you can hire people. Then you can really start building a business around it when you understand that cash flow and how that pays out, and you can start paying yourself income based on how the cash flow actually works in the business. So when you're just starting out, don't worry about the first 45 days. Just focus on getting better, putting in the reps, doing the dials, doing the activity. If you want to get to 20 to 30,000 a month, you probably should be hitting $1,000 to $1,500 of ads, right? If you're getting ad spending, you're getting high quality, low cost leads, you should be spending $1,000 to $1,500, maybe $6,000 a month, and you're making $26,000 to $30,000 in commissions. So you net in income $20,000, where you can pay yourself an owner's dividends of $20,000 a month, and that's over the 30-day cycle. So it's a rolling 30 to 45 days to where, hey, today's the 6th. Look, judge what I did mid-March of all of February and see what that 45-day cycle looked like. Obviously, try to get better. And then from mid-March to the end of May, then you can actually determine how well it went. You can determine what you need to change, how you can optimize. Then you have data and real numbers. So that's why I really say track your numbers, track your dials, contacts, appointments, presentations, close rates, cost per acquisition, number of people picked up, number of people closed of all the leads, so on and so forth. And then you can create a predictable income. Most people and most agents don't make it in these businesses because they don't know their numbers. They don't know exactly what they're working with and how they can actually make more money and how they can optimize and get a higher ROI based on what they're already doing now. So think about it this way. When you're just starting out, when you're wanting to make, say, $20,000 a month, you have to look at the numbers. You have to look at the data and say, okay, this is a question I always ask myself. What problem am I trying to solve? Am I trying to get more presentations? Am I trying to get more closes? Am I trying to, whatever it is, you have to ask yourself, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? Because Alex Hormozi talks about a lot, the theory of constraints. The reason why you're not at 20 to 30,000 a month right now in profit in your life insurance business is because you haven't determined and you haven't really analyzed your business and the constraint that's in your business. Because once you find a constraint, then you can unlock that and you move up. and then you unlock it and move up. So you're constrained right now. There's a constraint in your business. There's a problem in your business, and it's just an equation. You just have to ask, what problem am I trying to solve with this? So right now, think about what is the problem I'm trying to solve and how do I solve it? And then you just go out and just try to solve that problem over and over and over again. And then you'll scale, and then you're going to hit another constraint. And then you ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? Am I trying to get cheaper leads? Am I trying to get a higher or lower cost per acquisition? Am I trying to get more time back so I can, am I trying to make more money in the short amount of time so I can have freedom with my family? Like, what's the actual problem we're trying to solve? And then solving for that, instead of emotionally saying, hey, I'm not going to work today, or I don't feel like working. No, like actually thinking about what problem I'm trying to solve in my business. So the biggest thing is give yourself a 90-day runway when you just start out, or when you're just really trying a new thing, to figure out, okay, what does this look like? What does, how do I actually scale? And then from there, you have data, and throughout that time, track your data. From there, figure out, okay, what is the problem I'm trying to solve? Figure out where your numbers can improve, and focus on getting 1% better every day. Over time, throughout a year, you'll triple. So you'll 3.6x. So if you do that over and over and over again, and you consistently do that year after year after year, in 10 years, you're going to be way better than you are now. And what's cool, what I found is that whenever I'm trying to solve a problem in my business, I don't care how much I got to pay. I don't care if I got to pay 8, 10 grand. I'm going to pay it, because when there's a constraint in my business, and say I'm losing out on 10,000 a month and I can pay 8,000, then I can get to the next level that's holding me back from making 6 figures a year, like an extra 6 figures a year, or whatever it is. So in what I do, this is my mindset, is if I have a constraint in my business and I want to figure it out, I'm going to go somebody, say, hey, can you solve this problem for me? They say yes, boom, solve it. I make more money in the return of it. And it's a win-win situation, because now I have somebody in my corner, in my network, that I can ask whatever questions, get personalized coaching from. And that's like my philosophy, is that whenever I have a problem in my business, whenever I'm trying to face something, I have a fitness coach, I have a spiritual coach, I have some like helping me out with that, a mentor, I have a business coach. Like, I have all these things because I firmly believe that if you get somebody who specializes in a certain thing, it's a copycat business. So if I just do what they do and figure out exactly what needs to be broken, whether that's actually like a systematic thing, or it's a belief that needs to be broken in my head so I can scale, or if it's getting around like a certain level, different energy that will help me propel forward, a different level of thinking, whatever it is, when I'm able to solve that problem, I can scale to the next level. So in your business right now, you have to determine what's the problem you're trying to solve. And if it makes sense, just pay somebody. Have somebody else help you with that. Try to solve that problem so you can move on to the next one, so you can make more money. Because the reality is, more problems that you solve and the more valuable that you become as a person, the more money that you make. And I make these videos so that you guys can make tons of money with or without my help. But like, you guys can literally just watch a YouTube video and go out and implement and take the beliefs and character traits that I have and what the wisdom that I've learned and gone through myself without these videos, so you guys can go implement and start going from 0 to 20,000 a month. And I make these videos so that you guys can make a ton of money, feed your family, so you guys can scale. So if you're a new agent or you're wanting to really scale to that $20,000 mark, give yourself a runway, give yourself 2 45-day cycles, understand the cash flow, track data as you go. As you track the data, you'll be able to really optimize the flow, and then you monetize the flow. And that's where you get paid handsomely, because if you don't have the skill, you can't monetize the flow. So focus on building the skill, focus on getting in the reps, and focus on just getting proof under your belt so you can speak with confidence and conviction that you are the best, that you know exactly what you're doing, that you know what products that certain carriers are going to, or certain clients are going to be approved for. So more approvals means more commissions, means more money for you and more freedom. So I hope this video helps you guys. If it does, like, subscribe, comment, share this with a friend if you found it valuable. If you haven't joined the free community, what are you doing? Join the community. It's completely free. I'm giving away all the secrets there. I'll see you guys there or in the next video. Peace.